Do you remember when we were at Speranza and I told you guys about my childhood? Well, I wasn't a very cheerful kid, nor was I all that brave. Before I told my human parents about being a fae, I spent so many sleepless nights tossing, and I knew what might happen once I told them. Going back on my decision. The same applies this time. I have to see Celino. I'm now realizing that I have no idea where she is. Oh, don't tell me I have... Huh? Aguara, do you know where Celino... Do you remember Celino's scent? That's amazing! You're the best, Aggie! All right, I think I'm about ready to do this. No use delaying it any longer. Let's go! The flagship? What are we doing here? After all that, Celino's staying in the room right next to ours? No. Is anyone there? You're sure this is the right room? Celino, I know you're in there. Please, Celino.
I'm not here.
R2?
Am not. Quit bothering me.
Not a chance! If you don't open the door, I'll be waiting right here outside. I have so many questions to ask you. Can you at least answer this one? Who... Open the door!
All right. Stop.
That wasn't so...
Take a seat. Just to be clear, I wasn't expecting visitors. Curiosity is a dangerous trait, Linnea. You're gonna...
You sure about that? Because if I hadn't come here, I'd be regret... Will you please answer me now? Why do we have the same wings on our heads? Why did I pass out when I touched you? And why did I see all those...
Visions of your... Of course... Linnea, you're an avid student of the natural world. Surely you're aware of the 6 most...
The Vila, Domovoy, Leshy, Volkodlok, Snegovic, and Jackfrost.
Right. Well, there are many less common varieties, too. The legendary Lantern Fae, the Sirens with their lilting songs, and us, the Augury Birds. We foretell both disaster and delight, gazing upon the past dawn and future night. Others fear and revere our might, while we alone detest our plight.
I've never heard of an augury bird before. Or the poem you just read.
That's hardly a surprise. You can count the number of augury birds alive today on one hand.
So it's true then. We really are family.
Family. Augury birds are born with a peculiar ability. We can see crossroads in the flow of fate. Immutable future events that all pass.
Are you talking about prophecies?
Doesn't surprise me. Humanity has many ways of observing fate. The stars, the ley lines. Our ability. We can only see our own fates. If a friend wants to know their future, or someone is concerned about the destiny of the world, we're powerless to help. But the way it feels to witness your own fate?
It certainly wasn't fun. Those prophecies brought a flood of emotions with them. From excitement to frustration to bitterness. By the end, I had a goal in life. And before I even had the chance to start fighting for it, I saw how it would end. It's like someone's
Wait till you've tried to defy fate and found how powerless you are to change it. That's when the real suffering begins.
Everything is transpiring as I foresaw, yet I am powerless to change it. Fate is an immutable force. I can but lament as the inevitable unfolds. I do wonder whether giving a man the power to see the future does nothing more for him than slowly crush his spirit.
When you know every joy and every sorrow you'll ever experience, and there's nothing you can do to change it. Generation after generation of augury birds lived with this burden. Until you were born, and our parents found if an augury bird is set far from the Fae to grow up among humans, the awakening of their prophetic abilities.
So that's how I became a chain? What about the child I was switched with? What happened to her?
Don't worry, she had the opposite problem to you. She needed to live among the Fae. She was born with a strange, rare disease that humans, our parents, saved her life, then raised her as their own. Eventually, her birth parents came to find her.
I see. Wow, it all makes sense now. But there's still one thing you haven't explained.
I meant exactly what I said. I don't like you.
But why?
No reason.
So we're back to this? If you won't tell me, I'll have to guess. Celino, are you jealous of me?
Good guess. But by the time our parents came up with a solution for you and sent you off to live with the humans, I was already tormented by visions. If I'd been born just a few years, Mom and Dad would sneak over to Nodcry to see you sometimes. They talked about you nonstop. I came with them once to Nodcry. When I saw you there in the distance, living your carefree life, I was torn apart by jealousy. Did no one ever consider how I felt? What was I to them? A reject? A failure? A pitiful wretch abandoned by fate? All of this led to me deciding, a long time ago, that when you were old enough, I'd come pay you a visit. My plan was to... I know. What kind of horrible person would want to do that to someone? Someone like me, apparently.
Then why did you hide from... You really want me to keep guessing?
It was because I found out the image of you I'd built up in my head. Of happy-go-lucky Linnea, spoiled by her parents and coddled by fate. I overheard you and Speranza talking about your past. Desperately trying to hide the truth about who you were. Somehow getting by with a ragtag bunch of kids in the conch gang. You described it so nonchalantly, but it was eating me up inside. In that moment, I didn't want to see you suffer, and I couldn't go on resenting you any longer. I just wanted to hold you.
Hey, sis. You're really not cut out to be a villain. So much for making me suffer, huh? Now you're the one crying and I have to comfort you. But I understand now. That feeling you had, it wasn't resentment. You were just lonely. I've always wondered about my real family. I'm so glad you were willing to see me, sis.
Thank you. All of you.
Don't mention it. Paimon thinks it's always best to get everything off your chest. That way.
You're right, Paimon. Hey, Celino. I was wondering, how did you end up with a Radiant Bladehorn as your partner? All the ones I've seen in the wild have been hyper-aggressive. They certainly wouldn't let me get close.
We met that time when Mom and Dad brought me to see you in Nodcry. Hemus was still a baby then. Must have gotten separated from his parents. I ended up looking after him for a while. I suppose our friendship was preordained. Just like my upcoming victory in this competition. An immutable crossroads in the flow.
Immutable?
You're welcome to try to fight it, if you want. Prepare to leave this competition and fly somewhere far away. I promise you, something will happen to force you right back here. Or if you prefer, you could go all out and try to beat me. But I have both luck and superior strength on my side. It's a goal few will never overcome. The prophecies we see are the meeting points of every possible path. There are many possible roads into the future, but they all lead to the same destination.
Now that I know the pain of seeing my own fate for myself, I have to ask.
I learned to submit to fate. I just have to accept what will happen. There's no other choice. Since the outcome can't be changed, how I get there doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Every crossroad I've foreseen is a curse. But what about you, Linnea?
I think I see things differently. How about we continue this conversation after the tournament?
All right, just don't get your hopes up about the future. I don't want to see the disappointment tear you apart.
I'll be fine, trust me. Anyway, we'll leave it there for today. See you. It's getting pretty late. We should all get some sleep. You're staying at the flagship too, right? No need to see me out. I'll be fine. Oh, and thanks so much for keeping me company today. Good night.
Traveler, are you awake? Oh, neither can Paimon. Linnea and Celino aren't the only ones with a big day tomorrow. You've got your semi-final match, too. We have no idea who your opponent could be, and Paimon's a little... Since we're both struggling to sleep, do you want to head out for a stroll? We could go grab something yummy, then take a guara to check out the arena.
Listen up, Lumi. I've seen Celino's Radiant Bladehorn in action, and it isn't just strong. It's her best way to exploit both of these traits will be to make her Radiant Bladehorn charge you. You'll have to find a way to dodge the attacks, then pick the right moment to counterattack.
Linnea!
Sure am. What do you guys do? Lumi and I were just going over our strategy for tomorrow. Since you're here too, how about letting Aguara join Lumi in some friendly...
Yahoo!
Lure the enemy in and wait for an opening to strike. Yeah, looks like that's my best shot at victory. But Hemus is so powerful. Even if we do find an opening, I'm not sure Lumi's even strong enough to make it count. I need a better plan. Thanks. Just because I've seen a future where I fail, doesn't mean I'm willing to go down. Fate is such a mysterious idea. Despite having it explained to me and having seen it with my own eyes, I still find it hard to wrap my head around it.
What does fate mean to you?
You're in a philosophical mood, huh? Well, I don't know if I'm the best person to ask. I've only just... Besides, I'm an advisor, remember? It wouldn't be very professional for me to start spouting best guesses and speculation.
Relax. I'm just curious.
All right, well, I think that knowing the future is a pretty lousy deal. But then, life's full of lousy situations. When I was a kid, my greatest suffering came from not knowing. I didn't know how my parents would react when I told them the truth. I didn't know where to go when they left. Back then, I actually wanted to know the future. I dreamed of a day that fate would send me a sign. I just wanted some clear guidance on what I should do. Something to give me the courage to... But fate didn't show me anything. It was my own stubborn will that got me through. Turned out that the only person I could rely on was me. I've always known what it's like to be terrified of the unknown. And now I'm learning that knowing for sure isn't all it's cracked up to be either. What's the big deal? The world hasn't ended, and I haven't changed. What do I have to fear?
Yahoo! Training session over! Feels like these two are really forming a close bond.
All right, I think we're as prepared as we can be. Time to get some tomorrow. We're gonna face our fate.
Is everybody ready? Prepare yourselves for the opening match of the semifinal! Our contestants are ready and raring to go! On the one side, we have the Traveler and her partner Aguara, and on the other side, we have Viliana and her partner Gornyesin.
You can do it!
We have a winner! Everyone,
Great job, Aguara! Hey, Traveler, Linnea and Selena were up next.
looks like our contestants and their partners are in position. On the one side, we have Linnea and her partner, Lumi. And on the other side, we have Celino and her partner, Hamus. Buckle up, folks. The semifinals are about to begin.
Yahoo!
You can do it, old boss!
Go get him with it!
Charge, Hamus! Don't panic, Lumi! Remember your training? I'm right here. Ready?
Yahoo!
Now jump!
Yahoo! Attack! Yahoo!
Stop her!
Yahoo!
This is the will of fate. It was over before it began.
Lumi! Lumi! Huh? Oh? You wanna come with me? world awaits.
Don't worry, Hemus. Victory will be ours.
Lumi. You were amazing! I didn't know you could grow that big!
Yahoo! Yahoo!
You know, you look a little different after absorbing all that geo. Wait a sec! Could that be it?
Linnea! Are you Traveler? Paimon, come!
I figured out why Lumi is different from other Jack Frost! After all the theories I've looked into, it turns out there was one possibility that never even occurred to me! What if Lumi wasn't born different at all? What if it's all a consequence of her diet? Surely ingesting large amounts of rare ore could explain the development of her geofeatures. I mean, just look at fiships! Depending on their element, fiships can look wildly different. But from a biological perspective, Lumi, you don't have to wait for evolution to catch up at all. You just have to find another Jack Frost who likes the same things as you do. Then you... I'm so happy you unleashed your full power, Lumi! If you hadn't pushed yourself like that, I never would have had this eureka...
Linnea. Why did you hold back?
What do you mean? If Lumi had landed that hit, you and Hemus would have been in serious danger.
Even so, when that hammer started to fall, the future I once saw went blank before my eyes. Did fear cause me to see a false vision? Or did she What does it matter? In the end, the pull of fate exerted its force all the same. The prophecy came to pass as surely as the sun rises.
What's on your mind, Sid?
I just think it's a shame. You gave your all in that battle. Whatever path you take, it always leads to the same place.
Celino, do you remember the question that you asked me? I told you...
I remember. And I'd still...
You told me. There are many possible roads into the future, but they all lead to the same destination in the end. Well, I prefer to think of it the other way around. Maybe fate will always lead us toward the same destination, but I never cared much about the outcome. So, even if I was destined to lose to you, there was no way I wasn't gonna give it everything, and even if my ship ends up at the bottom of the ocean, I'm not gonna let that stop me from sailing it to every corner of the world. If all people care about are outcomes, then why doesn't everyone give up on happiness and love? After all, the certainty of death is the one thing that but my feelings, my thoughts, everything I've seen, all that exists beyond the reach of fate. They belong to me, and no one else controls them.
Yahoo!
Lumi, sounds like you agree.
Yahoo! Yahoo!
Linnea, ignorance really is bliss.
Even when we're scared and uncertain, it's important to face the truth. You sure about that? Because if I hadn't come here, I'd be regretting it already.
How I envied your cheerful optimism when I first saw you. I thought you were happy, yet now you've witnessed your fate and experienced failure. Hence, perhaps I was wrong from the start. The difference between us was never about knowledge of our destinies.
Selino, you okay? You're looking...
Actually, I was just thinking, I'm happy for you. I claimed the victory promised to me by fate, and you found your answer. A truth that transcends fate itself.
Sounds like I got the sweeter deal overall. But hey, mine and Lumi's journey, so enjoy your victory, Selino. But don't get complacent. Otherwise, my partner here might just take it back from you one day. That plus our special bond. Let's go, partner. This time it's my turn to help you train. So, Aguara comes from Natland, right? If we're gonna train hard, we should do it there. There's plenty of natural phlogiston around, which will help keep the little one's stamina up. Let's go!
Giddy up!
Coach will take it from here.
Rev the engines! Let's ride!
Coach will take it from here.
Hello, Natlan! I'm back! Give me a moment to set up the tent.
Oh, I'll lend you a hand.
Now then, Aggie, it's time for you to learn one of Lumi's signature finishers. Watch closely. Lumi, do the honors.
Yahoo! Linnea, do you seriously think Aguara can use a giant?
From what I've seen, Aguara's fighting style isn't that dissimilar to Lumi's. They both use agility to set up their opponents while searching for opportunities to it. But Aguara isn't strong enough to break through Hemus's defenses. He needs a weapon to level the plane. Aguara will need to channel geo-essence from the ground and fashion it into a powerful rock hammer. Simple enough in principle, but it might take some time to master. Don't worry. It's normal to fail on the first try. You'll get the hang of it. Lumi, it's up to you. Feels like I blinked and 2 whole days went by. I've heard it said that people can find their fates by studying the stars. I guess that means that fate's been looking down on us this whole time. I could really do with some sleep. Good night, you guys.
Paimon slept really well. Huh? Oh, look at all this grapefruit! When did... Yahoo!
Are you saying you had help from another Saurian?
Alright! Now that Aguara's mastered Lumi's secret weapon, it's time to head back to Notcry! Looks like we should...
Quick as a flash! Charge!
The final is about to begin. Contestants, please take your positions. Spectators, we kindly ask you to wait outside the arena.
Oh, it's finally here! Aguara, today is your time to shine! Yahoo!
It's all up to you now, partner. You've done the hard yards in training. Now, go out there and believe in yourself! It's time to write your name in lights and show the world how hard we've worked! You've got this, Aguara!
Yahoo!
Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is finally... You'll be very familiar with our contestants by now. Celino and her partner, the radiant Bladehorn Hamus, who seized their place in the final after a hard-won victory in the last round. Then we have the Traveler and Aguara. This little Tapetlasaur might not look like the most ferocious beast, but this duo have fought courageously to reach the final stage. Who will be crowned champions today? In a few
Back from training camp? Then let's do this. Show me what you've got.
You've got this, Aguara. Don't be nervous.
Impressed.
Hamus, summon Animo energy on your horn and then charge.
Now you see what you're up against.
Wait! Aguara's horn hasn't finished growing yet!
Hemus! Summon Animo! Now, you see... Hiding underground, are we? Keep charging, Hemus! Jolt him out of the hole! Hemus, are you all right? Hemus. Trample him! March to victory and leave nothing standing! Predictable. It was the obvious move. Hemus was well prepared. Time to put that training into practice! Interesting. Hemus! We showed them no mercy!
Dude! That little munchkin's got some style!
It's a trip to the hot springs if you win!
Hemus, full tilt!
Aguara, charge!
Get to it!
Take that!
Hemus has lost the strength to fight on. It's all over, folks. The Traveler and her partner Aguara.
Aguara!
So... you did superbly, Hemus. Get some good rest. Seems I underestimated your little partner.
What did I say? Told you my partner would help me settle the score.
Yahoo!
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a short break to give our finalists a moment to recover. But don't go too far, because we'll be back very soon for the award ceremony. Thank you to our contestants for your amazing performances. Now we'll be interviewing our 4 top finishers. First up, it's our champions, the Traveler and Aguara. We can all see that Aguara is still a young slip of a Tapetlasaur, and yet the fiercest of enemies couldn't stand in his way. So tell us, what's the secret to Aguara's success? I see. Well, it seems like an indomitable will helped Aguara achieve the impossible. I'm sure we're all looking forward to even more spectacular performances from Aguara in the future. Do you think you're up for the challenge, little one? Next, we have our runner-up, Celino. Let me start by asking, what's next for you and Hamus? Will the two of you keep adventuring together in the future?
No, Hemus doesn't belong with me. I'm hoping that soon I can set him free to roam the wild. And of course, since he's so friendly towards humans, I do hope any adventurers who run into Hemus in the future won't mistreat him.
Sounds like Hamus is a real freedom lover. If we have any adventurers in the crowd, please keep your eyes peeled and make sure not to hurt our friendly, radiant Bladehorn. Moving on now, we have some more familiar faces from the semifinals. This first question is for Linnea. During your match against Celino, you jumped in to stop your own partner Lumi's rampage, costing you a certain...
I'd be lying if I said I didn't regret it even a little bit. But who wouldn't? All we can do is live our best life and hope to look back with as few regrets as possible. And overall, I had a really great time in this competition. I found my long-lost family, and we really care about one another.
Inspiring words from Linnea. Now it's time for our final interviewee. Please welcome Viliana from Snezhnegrad. Anything you'd like to share?
Well, I've been really loving Not Cry. There's so much to see and do. I'm planning to stick around for a while, so if you see me around, come and say hey.
Great. Enjoy your stay, Viliana. Well, folks, we've heard from all 4 of our semi-finalists. Now, to round things off, it's time for a group photo. Thank you to everyone who took part in the Spirit Envoy Championship. We hope to see you next time.
Linnea, I gotta get going. I'll make sure to tell Mom and Dad how you're doing. I know they'll be so happy. Without me around, your prophetic abilities will be slow to develop. But you should know that since you've been to the tundra and you've encountered others of your kind, it's only a matter of time.
I'm sure you already know how I'm going to respond, sis. I'm not afraid to know the future. All that scares me is the prospect of a life without you, Mom, and Dad.
I know. Well, write me whenever you want to see me. I'll be there in a heartbeat. And when you're ready, come visit us in the tundra. I'll give you the address.
Thanks, Celino. I can't wait to see you again.
Let's fly!
Hold on to your hats.
Midnight, Fantastic! Can't handle your drink! Huh! Yeah! Hey, yeah!
Take me up! Open fire!
That's all I've got.
Bullseye! I got it! Cool it down a notch. Open fire! Fire in the hole!
Look at you, Bootown! I'm a rock!
Midnight Phantasm.
Use this!
Ha! Open fire!
Hold on to your hats.
By royal decree! I'm the prize champ!
Take me up! Open fire!
A gift from the land beyond! Ha! As you like
Your life is mine.
Behold, the dawn! While the light shines...
Go, Lumi! Shine like a gemstone!
Yeah.
Okay, better!
Go get him, Aiden! Be gone, Shadow!
Ding dong water bomb! As you like it! Come say hi! Coming in hot!
Submit!
Don't waste my time.
The light compels you! You got this!
Look, a rainbow! Shine like a gemstone! Take this! Split the bamboo in the morning. Huh? Where'd this letter in our...
The wind rises.
Take me up!
Dividing the loot is often a cause of conflict, but luckily for you, I don't really need this stuff.
fly!
Control breathing! Full throttle! The rewards of an adventure worth remembering.
Behold!
Let's fly!
Wrath from the skies! Incinerate! The end of our legacy.
Ooh, shiny. It's so pretty.
Take me up!